Alright, this is the end of the series. The final chapter of Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo, very likely the last chapter of Jujutsu Kaisen ever. I mean, it's possible that when the final volume is released in May, I think, we might get like a bonus little epilogue chapter, but other than that, this is pretty much the end. In the beginning here, we see the Rumelian council meeting getting wrapped up, with them deciding that they're going to live alongside the Kallians. Because in the previous chapter, they talked about how, considering Maru altered the souls of everyone, the future Rumelians that will be born will no longer share the same colored souls as the Kallians, which was the whole reason that they didn't attack them in the first place. So that being said, in the future, the Kallians will very likely attack and kill the future Rumelians. Considering that they're going to not kill them and keep them around, they're just saying, without actually saying it, that, whatever, we'll deal with that when that happens. Then we come to Yuji talking to Dborah, and he has Panda with. But Yuji in this conversation also very quickly explains his entire character in this series and why he's been the way that he is. Because he's like, I was scared of my friends dying, and after consuming the Death Moon paintings and hovering in that space between a curse and a human like Choso, just thinking about what everyone else must think of me. I just thought I shouldn't meddle with the present anymore, especially since I'm supposed to be some old geezer or even dead by now. But if you don't look at the present, you can't see the future or the past, you know? I was searching for something to change the way I lived, but I ignored what I should have been doing. What the aliens did was something I'd given up on decades ago. I should have done it on my own, but I won't lose sight of that again. I know what I need to do now. But he says that he needs Dborah's help because from now on, since there's going to be no sorcerers born, he wants to work together with her to create countermeasures for the future generations to deal with cursed spirits, because there's only going to be like a handful of cursed spirits born from this point on anyway. So he says he wants to teach the current sorcerers everything about using barriers and exorcism techniques. Then they're going to hunt down every person who has heavenly restriction and then trace their bloodlines. Then they're going to secure and mass produce cursed tools. So I guess all of those things are countermeasures that could be seemingly indefinite if done properly. And then we come to by far the most interesting part of the chapter, where Yuji says that when he dies, he's going to become a cursed object. And that maybe hundreds of years from now, if cursed energy really becomes necessary again, someone can eat him. So that is really interesting and will probably get you excited. Like, oh, is there going to be like a sequel series? Is Yuji going to be like the new Sukuna, but he's like a good guy? And it's like, probably not. Because when Yuji was deliberating with Maru on what to do, and he was saying that if we eliminate cursed energy or just sorcerers in the future, then we can't rely on that as a energy source in the future, considering, natural resources are dying off or whatever. So that's why he says this comment here. That's a fun prospect of somebody eating Yuji as a cursed object in the future, and then, I don't know, the whole Sukuna thing happens again, but it's just Yuji, or who even knows what happens at that point. Or they just gain his cursed energy. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But Dborah says, besides, who even knows how cursed objects come into being? And then Yuji's like, that's what I'm saying. Everyone will have to figure it out. It's times like these I wish Fushiguro was around. So yeah, that confirms that Megumi is dead, which, was expected. So then that sequence is over. That's the last time we ever see Yuji. And the implication here is that for the next 300 years, Yuji is going to be taking care of cursed spirits and then working on all of those other goals that he was talking about, preserving the future. And then the rest of the chapter, we see Usami and Jabaloma playing catch, talking about politics, and how Yuji also tells Usami that put the blame on him for what Maru had done with, altering cursed energy and everyone born from this point on to be sorcerers no longer, and how cursed spirits are all gone. Just blame it on Yuji because there's nothing they could really do if Yuji is to blame. Then we see Yuka, Tsurugi, and Maru looking at this news report of people reacting to Dborah fighting Maharaga. Apparently they're able to see this because of Yui using the new Shadow style crows to broadcast it. They could just show regular people curses and stuff because normally they wouldn't be able to see Maharaga, or the powers being used and stuff like that. So because of that, Dborah is painted as a good guy here. He was defending everyone from Maharaga, which obviously it was the other way around, but it's a news report and it's spinning it so that people don't fear the aliens anymore. I guess this is Gege's quick way of establishing that humanity likes aliens now because they defended us from Maharaga. Then we see everybody playing catch, and then Gege's social commentary here is that getting outside and doing some exercise and talking to people is a good thing. We all knew that, of course. Yeah, we need more of this in general. in like our reality too, for sure. But in the Jujutsu Kaisen world, it's more of a way of bonding, coexisting, which, you know, for sure is like one of the main themes of this series, Modulo, coexistence and harmony in more ways than one. I mean, I don't want to get into it too much, but it's very on the nose here with Usami saying, when it comes to countries or ethnic groups, the individual is often overlooked, but people don't exist for the sake of a country, countries exist for the sake of their people. And somehow we end up forgetting something so obvious. So there you go. Then we see Maru, Yuka, and Tsurugi all having fun playing catch, and they all are continuing to bond together, and, you know, they're going to live happily ever after, I guess. That's the implication here. And then the very last page, we see Yuka talking to this chef lady about Dborah leaving and how the chef lady's sad about it, but she's at peace with it. This sequence not passing the Bechdel test. And then in the very last panel, we hear like this clack, and then they turn around surprised, and then that's the end of the series. So the implication here is that Dborah is back. How is he back? It doesn't matter. We literally find out in this chapter that Samuria is hundreds of millions of light years away, which is even further than what I thought originally it was. Which goes to show how even more incredibly broken Maru and Cross's curse technique is. If using the Mull to construct the spaceship and then just using their curse technique was allow them to travel hundreds of millions of light years through space to find Earth. And then also, you know, previously we saw that just using his curse technique alone without the ship, he was able to teleport Dborah and his sister back to Samuria within seconds, hundreds of millions of light years within seconds. So I guess his curse technique can bend space and time. And then how Dborah came back, again, I don't know, it doesn't matter. He's back, and he's going to be with this chef lady, whom he literally only shared one single glance with. Hey guys, but first, let's talk about Gamer Supps, because I absolutely love this stuff. It's a keto-friendly energy formula to get you feeling nice and right to game, study, or do whatever. And while it does have caffeine in there for a nice little boost, it's not just that. It also has nootropics in it, like L-theanine, L-tyrosine, ginseng, and a few others. So it gets you nice and focused and feeling good. And if you don't like caffeine, that's fine, because they have caffeine-free flavors that just have the nootropics in it, such as Only Fox. They also have sleep support, such as this AFK blueberry lemon cake flavor. It's melatonin-free, so you don't have to worry about that. And it's packed with magnesium, L-theanine, and apigenin. Take this before bed and it'll get you snoring before you know it. Gamer Supps also has these really cool shakers called waifu cups. You can't get this one anymore, or really any of them, because they sell out super fast. But if you're lucky enough, you can catch a drop maybe every other Friday or something like that. Gamer Supps also has Gamer Soup's instant ramen. It comes in great flavors like chicken, beef, and curry, and it comes with its own fork, which is super convenient. It's cheap, quick, easy, and really satisfying.
Link in the description. Code Big Z. Everyone listening, code Big Z.
Code Big Z.
Thanks.
But that is the end of Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo, everyone. The best series ever. Perfect writing. Gege is the best author of all time. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think about this series in the comments. Have a great day, guys. I'll see you in the next one.